Uncle Deke here. I thought I'd show you what I did with the Phantom FX61. I wanted something that would come apart in a small package like this and not really have to put anything together to put it together. So in this is all the electronics. The wings, okay, so what I did here is I put in a plywood wooden spar that goes clear into here, glued in with 5-minute epoxy. This is where it would have screwed together anyhow, but it's screwed together at this point, not at this point, and this gives it quite a bit more strength. Okay. I laminated the whole plane with 1.7 mil laminate. Then before I put the laminate on, I put another piece of plywood on here on top of the slot where the wing spar was supposed to go into. Now the way it was designed is you glued the wing spar in. Well, I couldn't do that. If it was glued in, it'd probably work all right, but when the wing flexes up without the spar fastened down, it'd just push out like this and it wouldn't do any good. So this is glued in. This is put on with epoxy also, and then covered over with the laminate. And then what I did was I got a bigger carbon rod, 2 of them. This is about the size that the other one was to begin with 2 short ones about like this that went in them. So now I've got a great big long one that goes inside the other one, and that really gives it a lot of rigidity. Really makes it tough. Okay, so the other wing the same way. Now I like the 1.7 mil because if you see here, I'll try to get a reflection, but it adheres to all little bumps in there, all little tiny pieces of foam. It gets around all of them. Not the thicker stuff doesn't do that. Okay, and I did everything. Now I didn't do the inside of the Elevon, but I did the outside of it. So this is one piece all the way across, and it really conforms to the size, shape of things really, really well. Okay. I also put different control horns in it that bolt on. Let's see what this looks like inside. So in here, I got, to be able to bring this up to where it was, I glued in with epoxy some pieces of wood. This is basswood. There's some plywood underneath it to bring it up to level. Then I cut a slot in here for the piece of plywood to go in. It comes out here, right here. So the slot helps support it also. The wing helps support it right here. The vertical stabilizers are glued on, but they give a little support in here too. Now this is the FY31 AP and the Hornet OSD. And I tried the original motor and the original motor mount, and the motor mount broke on the first toss. Got a bad toss and broke. So I put in a Hobby King motor, and it works fine, except it's got a huge amount of noise. Lots of RF noise in that motor. really bad. So I've ordered a Sunny Sky motor, 2815 or something like that. Okay, Dragon Link got its own BEC 1258, 1280, 1.3 video. This is my own homemade quarter wave antenna. This is the Dragon Link antenna right here. There's a little piece of rod in here that the front of the cover fastens to. Then another one back here that fastens to the spar when we put it together. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it together and show you how easy it is. You could carry it like this. It would fold up in a very neat package here, like that. And I actually originally made this where it fit in a suitcase. Okay, so let's put that through there. Okay, and I'll guide that in there. And it just slides right in like that. I'll put this one in. Slides right together. I had these nylon wing nuts from something that I hadn't used them for, and they worked just fine. Of course, a friend of mine, Dave, told me it was appropriate to have wing nuts on a wing. And of course, he is a very wise person. He keeps telling me that anyhow. Okay. We put the battery in. Fire this puppy up. Simulate it. Okay. That down in there. That on there. And it's ready to go. Now I am running the camera, the flight camera in the bottom, but I'm probably going to change that because it's kind of freaky flying with a camera that points down. Now the other thing that I would do here is I would make sure that this is right, and just, I got brown to brown, and plug that in right there, and then stick that down in there, and plug this one in right here like that, stick that down in there, and we're ready to fly. Just like that. And I've flown it a couple of times, and it's extremely strong and tough. This stuff is tough as nails when you laminate it. You could fly it without the lamination, but I tell you what, this is really tough. Really tough stuff. And the nice thing about it is, all the electronics are in the center. And so far, I think this is going to be alright. I think this is far enough away from one another, hopefully. If not, I can always put one of these out and just screw it in when I assemble it. So, the FX61 with removable wings. Uncle Deke out.